Ace Attorney episodes 3 and 4. Let's begin. Just for those wondering, yes, I am still working on the Persona Arcana videos. I've just decided that I should probably take a little bit more time with them because the first two were somewhat rushed and I don't feel good about doing it that way. I want to really make these videos good, so starting with the Priestess, I'll try to be a little bit more professional about it. In case you're wondering why I'm doing 2 episodes at once here, last week I had a 2-day first aid course that kind of kept me on my feet all weekend, so I decided to do like both episodes at once here, which is not hard given that these 2 episodes are part of the same case. That said, I'll try to keep myself shorter this time around, so there will be less details. I'll focus the details on the later cases. Okay, let's start with what these 2 episodes are about. Again, we're still in the case of Turnabout Sisters. These 2 episodes we see Nick managing to get the suspicion in the case of Maya Fey, managing to make the curtsy that there are other possibilities. Phoenix figures out through investigation that the real culprit has something to do with a corporation called Blue Corp, which we already know because just like in the game you saw that guy right in the opening of the case, so it's not that big of a reveal that it's him. But yeah, it's the second case of the series, so that's no surprise. The next one is going to be a little bit, like, less predictable. So I'm looking forward to that. Basically, the whole 4th episode was just Phoenix taking apart that red-white guy's testimony. And again, I think the director who's taking care of this and the people who wrote the script, these people have an amazing grasp on the games. They don't just blindly try to take the script and put it to the screen. It's not like they are just randomly cutting out stuff and otherwise it's just the script of the game. It's like a wonderful adaptation. The characters feel the same as they did in the games, but it's also shortened in a way that makes use of the fact that this is a visual medium. Like a lot of stuff that you got in the games through the dialogue alone, because there was not much else than the dialogues, is instead conveyed with visual means, like this little spider net that represents how people get caught in red, white, blue corps, murky, corruption. This spider net thing was pretty impressive. I liked that a lot. Especially for this series, it was like a really strong visual way of showing the feeling of how this corporation just controls everything, which in the games you had only in the dialogue. But in anime you shouldn't do that all in dialogue, because anime is a visual medium. All animation is a visual medium, which means that you should work with the visuals to express things that in literature or in visual novels can only be expressed through the dialogue. That worked extremely well here, and I'm really glad that it did. The problem with it is, like, they do a lot with the animation, but the problem is the animation is still not good. It's getting better. It's really getting better. Either I'm getting blunt to it, or they even improved, like, the animation in the opening. I have no idea what's going on here, but the animation is slowly improving. It's actually getting a little bit better, but it's still not good. It's just better. That's a start. Maybe by the time of the final case of this game, we'll actually have, like, good animation. I mean, I can dream, right? One thing that I don't think is going to improve is just the fact that the music is extremely distracting. It just sounds nothing like Ace Attorney music. It's so in the face, it takes you out of the moment, and I just really hope that they fire the composer working on this for the next season and instead go for something that's more like the actual games, because I can't with this music. I can't. Half of the time I feel like I want to mute the music track in the series and enjoy the series without the music, like, or put on like the chiptune music from the video games in the background instead. That would make the anime so much better. The script is great, the cinematography is great, the animation is getting better, but the music just tears it all apart. Music in any fictional work is supposed to tie the work together and make it feel stronger as a whole. It's supposed to be the heart of the work. It's supposed to convey the emotions. this music just doesn't do it. And like every time they actually play a game music or a musical piece actually inspired by the game's music, I'm like, yes! I know it feels right. Please keep it, like, keep it. And then when the music stops, I'm just like, no. It's such a shame because this anime could be like an amazing adaptation, but it really falls apart with the music. I can't call it the Ace Attorney anime I always wanted, mostly because of the music, and that shouldn't be the case. Ace Attorney is famous for having amazing music, so this really should not have been the point where they screw up. And I don't know why it is, but I really hope that like next season they have a different composer, one that actually knows what they're doing. Please fire that composer. I beg on you, director. Do it. Please. For the sake of your artistic integrity, do it! Yeah, my little freak out about the music aside, I like the script a lot, I love the script, but there are still some things that don't quite work. For example, they are trying way too hard to make Edgeworth look like an outright villain. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a villain. He does a lot of bad things, he has a lot of bad morals. In fact, in the game, in this case, he even had a small speech to Phoenix where he explained that he doesn't care whether he or Maya are guilty, that he's just going to get his verdict either way, because the only way to make the world orderly is to get every person who's accused of murder killed or whatever. I don't know, he was kind of messed up at this point in the series. That said, what he did not do is like outright manipulate the court with illegal methods. That's something he did not do in the games, and here it's highly implied that he did, which just really grinds my gears, because that wasn't Edgeworth in the games. In the games, you first thought that he probably manipulated something, but later on you realize, no, he didn't do that. That was just Phoenix's perception. It was just Phoenix misinterpreting the things, but Edgeworth wouldn't actually do that. But here, it just feels so villainous. It's like the writers, despite their in-depth understanding of the characters, actually sort of missed what Edgeworth's character this early in the series was about. He smiles too much, he's way too enthusiastic about antagonizing Phoenix. Don't get me wrong, he was enthusiastic about antagonizing Phoenix in the games, but he was not that enthusiastic about it. Here he seems to be getting sort of a little bone out of it, and it's a little bit weird. They are really good at shortening the cases, cutting out stuff that just is too long and not as necessary for the cases. They are really good at this, so I really appreciate this. Still, it's kind of sad that some things just don't make it to the TV screen because of this. For example, in the games, Red White actually beat up Phoenix before he called the police on him, which kind of added a lot to how villainous he is, but at the same time the anime still got how threatening Red White is really across, despite not having him actually punch Phoenix in the face. One thing, like they made Edgeworth a lot less sympathetic in the beginning, they also seem to make Grossberg a whole lot more sympathetic. Like, he was not half this helpful in the games. Like, not at all. Here he's used as a shortcut. They try to skip past half a dozen interrogations that still happened in the games that just wouldn't have fit in here because of time, and they get rid of all these interrogations simply by having Grossberg come out and is like, oh yeah, you know, it's that dude, yeah, that dude. In the games it wasn't that easy. And one thing that I'm kind of sad that they cut, in the games there's actually a part where you can accuse Grossberg of being lovers with Red White. And it's really hilarious, it's a really awesome scene, but I get why they cut it, because, well, this is still aired in a kids slot, and as much as adult anime likes to have stuff like that in it, in the kids slots you won't find it, so you can't really have a character accusing another character of having a gay lover here. But it's a shame it was cut, because that scene, I really liked it a lot. Yeah, Red White is spot on, he's just as annoying as he was in the games, and in case you're wondering why he speaks a lot of English here, that was the thing he did in the Japanese version. They changed it to just him speaking in really big words in the English version. Of course, the subs had to handle it differently. But yeah, he's just as annoying as he was in the games. Just as infuriating, just as sparkly, and just a moral terrible. But that they got that down. So one scene that like really impressed me was like when Maya channeled Mia. I was actually really worried that they'd screw up on that, especially because in the games it's really vague. Like in 1 second you have Maya, then different angle, then back to Maya's angle, and suddenly it's Mia. It's really vague how it actually happens in the games, because they had not a whole lot in the way of graphics to work with. In fact, in the first game it wasn't even that certain that Maya's appearance actually changed, or if it was just a visual metaphor. Later on it became clear that her appearance actually does change. I like how they handled it. Like, Maya's body doesn't actually grow, but her appearance still changes to Mia, and they managed to pull this off in a way that's not that distracting. Which just makes me wonder how they're going to handle it once that one other character, who's a lot shorter than Maya, is going to channel Mia, but we'll see that in season 2, so yeah, let's wait for that. That scene was really impressive. Like the way they just zoomed at Mia's eyes, the feeling that you got from her speaking like this, her encouragement, how she just handled the situation, and I like that. This is exactly why this anime has a right to exist, and why it does exist, and I'm really glad this stuff is good, even if the music still kind of ruins everything. Yeah, so far it's a really good adaptation. Can only hope the music situation is going to get better. The animation is actually improving. I'm looking forward to the next episode because Steel Samurai! Samurai fight for great justice! Yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, that's it from me for now. Just a little information. I'm also planning to do vlogs on the Steven Universe event that's coming up May 12th, because I've been planning to do vlogs on the new Steven Universe episodes for a while now. I didn't expect it to come back before June, but there it is. So yeah, you will see vlogs from me for that as well. I'll still be working on the Arcana videos despite that. Please don't freak out. Yeah, you know the drill. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It's a really big help if you like the videos, trust me. I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully my next video is going to be the Priestess Arcana video. We'll see. See you guys next week. Bye!